Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm doing a really in-depth video on this eyeliner look that I'm wearing right now. I posted this picture on Instagram the other week and I mentioned that I was trying out a new eyeliner technique and I got so many DMs of people being like, show us how you did that. So that's exactly what I'm doing today. Now, I don't want to say that I created this whole new technique, but I've been watching a lot of Painted by Spencer on TikTok and I've been examining his eyes, and his eyes are so beautiful. And I always notice that he does a very straight line from the outer corner of his eye towards his wing or eyeshadow, and I was like, I kind of want to try that. So I've been playing around with this technique quite a bit and I love it because you can kind of make it your own. You can make it as soft or as intense as you want. Today I kind of went down the intense route, so it doesn't always have to look like this dark, this harsh and intense, you know? But what's really nice about this technique is that I think it will work great for hooded eyes because you're focusing more on the outer part of the lash line and the lower part of the lash line, not really trying to angle a wing up towards the tail of your brow. There's none of that. It's very easy to do because if you can draw a straight line, you can do this eyeliner look, I promise. I'm gonna zoom in really quick to show you my eyes. So my eyes are slightly hooded. I do have quite a bit of excess skin right here that kind of likes to fold over. You can kind of see this little crease in my eye that kind of comes down. And actually my right eye is more hooded than my left. So when I was doing winged liners, I would always struggle with trying to get both wings facing the same direction, and it was just a pain in the ass, I'm sure you know. Look, my face is completely relaxed right now and you can still see my wing in my eyeliner because I did focus a lot of it on the lower lash line and right out here. So the great thing about this liner is that it's literally just a straight line from your outer corner outwards. There's no trying to angle your nose to your outer corner to your brow. Like I said, this is a very in-depth video, so it is a long video, but this eyeliner technique does not take me 20+ minutes to do. I can actually do it pretty quickly. Maybe I should do it in real time sometime just to show you guys. But I really wanted to do this in-depth video so you can try to master it yourself, and I talk with you along the whole way of doing it. I show you every single step. So if you have hooded or slightly hooded eyes like me, I hope you try this technique because it makes my winged liner so much easier. Let's get into the tutorial. All right, so like I said, you want to use a smudgeable kind of creamy eyeliner for this. So the ones that I reach for the most are the Haus Labs Gel Kohl Liner. This one's only available on Amazon right now. I can't find it anywhere else, but I will link it down below for you. And then also the Urban Decay 24/7 liners. I find that these don't dry down very quickly and you do have time to kind of move around the product. The colors I use the most are Smog, Roach, and Mushroom, just kind of depending on my mood, what color am I wearing today, all that good stuff. So I think for today, I'm just gonna stick with the black Haus Labs one. So let's get started on this technique. So to start off, you're gonna need your eyeliner and a small angled brush. I'm using a Sigma E65. My code Angela Bright will save you 10% on their brushes if you wanna check them out. And you wanna have your mirror placed right in front of you and you wanna get used to relaxing your brows. You want your face to be relaxed as you're doing this eyeliner technique because I feel like so many of us have a tendency to really lift our brows and kind of change our face as we're doing our eyeliner. But this technique will make your liner look good when your face is relaxed, which is how you are 90% of the time, you know? I also have a Sigma E21 smudge brush handy just in case I want to do a little bit more smudging. So I kind of go between these two brushes as I'm doing this eyeliner technique. So the first thing I'm going to do is just draw the eyeliner on the outer part of my lower lash line, just following my natural lash line, just like that. I'm going to take my smudge brush, it has nothing on it, and I'm just going to move around this liner. And I'm just going to smudge out this liner a little bit. Again, this one I'm using, the Gel Kohl Haus Labs one, is very creamy, very easy to maneuver. It's also okay if you get it in your waterline, but just start on the lower lash line. I feel like this is the easiest place to start. Now I'm going to take this eyeliner and I'm really going to make sure my face is relaxed as I'm doing this. And I'm going to draw a straight line from my outer part of my lower lash line where I just filled this in, straight out, literally a straight line like that. And naturally when I do this, I want to lift up my eyebrow and do a certain angle, but I really find it's best if you just do a straight line. Just think straight lines. So I'm turning to the side just so I'm not blocking you with my mirror here. Again, relaxing my eye. You can see my little hood coming over right there. A line, just like that. And I drew kind of a small line because I am going to maneuver around this liner. So I'm just going to extend the line. I'm actually going to switch to my angled brush for this because I want it to be thinner. So now I'm going to take this liner and just pull it outwards. Again, face is relaxed. You can see that straight line, just like that. Like there was no worrying about like the angle of my nose to my eyebrow. Now I'm going to take a little more eyeliner and I'm going to put this on the outer part of my top lash line and just kind of connect it to my little wing, like just a little blob right here. Because again, I'm going to move around the liner with my brush. So, relaxing my eye, and I'm going to get that liner on the outer part of my top lash line. I'm staying really close to my lash line. And then I'm just kind of making that little wing with whatever eyeliner is left. So I'm kind of going in a downwards motion. Again, keep your eye relaxed. And I'm just maneuvering this liner into this shape. And then I like this outer corner to be really dark, so I'm going to add just a little more liner, just kind of dotting it in here. And then smudging it around. See, I have to like keep reminding myself, like, bring down your ear, relax your eyebrow. And then just pulling that liner out with this angled brush. So with my face relaxed, you can see the entire little wing, and it's not really like a wing, it's kind of more of a line. It does have that like slight triangle shape to it. I guess I just like this because you're always gonna see the wing whether my eyebrow is lifted and up like this, or whether my eye is relaxed. Now I'm gonna take my smudge brush and kind of a light to medium brown eyeshadow. This liner does look pretty harsh, so I'm gonna use this shade to smudge along the black down here. And this is gonna soften the edges of the black. But I'm not going towards the wing, I'm keeping it just on this lower lash line part. And again, you can do this type of wing with any color eyeliner. I'm just doing black so you can just really see what I'm doing, but I do this with brown all the time. So yes, this does look pretty intense, but again, you can do it any color. Now I'm going to switch to a Sigma E42, which is a small firm blending brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of foundation powder. You can also use a skin colored eyeshadow, and I'm going to take that and just use that to soften this lower lash line a little bit more. Now you can totally leave the wing like this if you're happy with how this looks, but sometimes I want my eyeliner to be like a little smokier, so I'll add some eyeshadow, and that's kind of the fun part with this eyeliner technique is that you can make this as smoky and intense as you want, or you can make it pretty wearable and like an everyday winged liner. So I'm going to take a pretty deep brown eyeshadow on that angled brush, and I'm going to add some of this to the outer part of my top lash line, because I am going to add a half lash to complete this look. I will add a little bit of eyeshadow to this look at the end to kind of complete the look, but when I do this liner, I like to do the liner first and then my eyeshadow, just so I can see like exactly where I'm placing the liner and the shadow. All right, so let's go ahead and do this on the other eye. All right, so again, I'm starting on the outer part of my lower lash line, and I'm just gonna fill that in with the liner, and then taking my smudge brush and just kind of moving around that liner. All right, so just like that, and now I'm gonna look straight into my mirror, keep my eyebrow relaxed, and draw a straight line from the end of that line I just made outwards. And then switching back to my angled brush and pulling out that line. Again, keep your eyebrow relaxed. All right, so you can see how that's a straight line right there. And then taking my eyeliner, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on the top lash line, kind of connecting to that wing, just like a little smudge, nothing crazy. And then connecting that into the wing with my brush. And you can see I'm doing really short strokes with this brush. I'm not trying to do a whole like swoop or anything. It's just little short movements because I find that's the easiest. You can see right here I have a little smudge that's kind of like off of the wing, so I'm going to deal with that later, but that'll be an easy fix. Looking at both eyes, I think I want to extend this line just a little bit more to kind of match the length of that one. But what's nice about this technique is that I'm not sitting here like trying to match the angles or anything, because I'm just following the angle of that eye. I'm making a straight line for this eye and a straight line for this eye, and it should be pretty even in the end. So I am just going to extend out this line a tad. Again, short little strokes. And again, going back to this brown shade on my smudge brush and smudging along that black on the lower lash line. And then taking my foundation powder and using that to smoke this out even more. And again, I'm stopping right here. I'm not touching this line that I made, just the part on the lower lash line. Now taking my angled brush and my brown eyeshadow, just adding a little bit to the top lash line. So now I need to make both eyes a little more even. This eye's definitely darker than this one, so I'm just gonna play with a little more eyeliner, a little bit of black eyeshadow to get the depth the same. So adding more eyeliner, just mostly to the outer part of the eye, top and bottom lash line. And I'm gonna use my smudge brush here. I am adding a little bit of black eyeshadow right out here. All right, now I'm gonna try to fix this little tiny smudge right there. Like, you might not be able to see it, but I can see it, and it's bothering me a little bit. So to fix that, I'm gonna take another small angled brush. This is one I use for concealer, and I'm gonna take the tiniest bit of concealer, like the tiniest bit. So I'm just taking that concealer, and I'm just going to go right on top of that smudge. Boom, gone. I still feel like this wing part is slightly darker than this one, so I'm going to take some black eyeshadow on my angled brush. And by the way, the palette I've been using is the Sigma and An Knook palette, and I like this because it has like my brown shades that I like, a deeper brown and a black in here. And I'm just going to go right on top and just lightly stamp this on top of the liner. And I'm really not trying to change the shape or anything because I'm happy with the shape. All right, so there's what both wings look like. Let's add some eyeshadow because I feel like I'm just feeling really blank up there. I'm just gonna stick to the same palette I've been using to keep it easy. So I'm gonna take again that tan shade on a Sigma E25 blending brush. And when I do this eyeliner technique, I do my eyeshadow a little bit different than I normally do if I weren't wearing this eyeliner. So I'm gonna take that shade tan and I'm just gonna blend this eyeshadow on this outer part of this kind of like extra skin that I have right here. So again, I'm keeping my eye relaxed. Just adding a little bit of definition right here. And I don't know if you can tell, but I did kind of contour my nose right here in that inner part. So I'm almost kind of connecting this shadow into my nose contour. Because I do have slightly hooded eyes, I want to keep this area nice and bright to kind of give that effect that I have a lot of lid space. I am picking up a little bit more tan. And I'm just using a very light hand for this. You really don't need much eyeshadow because I'm just trying to create like a little shadow. And I'm also not touching the wing at all. So here is this eye with that eyeshadow, this eye without. I feel like this looks better. Right, so again, keeping my eye relaxed and placing this right where I have this kind of extra skin and connecting it into my nose contour. I'm also trying to keep the area right below my brow blank there too because I will put a shimmer to highlight there later. Okay, so now I do want to add a little bit of highlight to the eyes. I'm going to take the highlighter I used on my face, which is Rare Beauty Enlighten. And I like to use a Sigma E33 for this. I have some highlighter and just dusting it right here in my inner corner. And then I'm placing a little bit under that blank spot under my brow. And then I also will sweep some highlighter right into my inner crease right here. So it's underneath that brown shadow that I placed down because again, I want this area of my eye to look kind of lifted and just brighter. So just by placing a little bit of highlighter here, it kind of gives like a faux cut crease look almost. Just right in here. Now I did want to mention that I feel like this eyeliner technique looks really good if you like to do that little inner corner liner. If you are going to do an inner corner liner, you want to use a different liner than that creamy smudgeable one you used, because if you put a creamy eyeliner in your inner corner, it's going to get everywhere. So you want to use a long wearing liner or some kind of liquid liner for this step. So for me, I've really been liking the new Urban Decay at 24/7 ink liners, and these are nice because the tip is so small, so it's just really perfect to do that little bloop bloop in there. So I'm going to take this liner in the shade 0, which is their black. All right, so let's zoom in and I'll show you what I do. So again, I like to follow the natural shape of my eye, so I can see where my inner corner kind of curves in here, where my outer corner kind of curves in, and I'm just going to meet them right there in that center. And I don't like to go really far in. I'm just doing a little bit of definition. So there's it connected to my upper lash line. And my lower. Super simple, just like that. And if you wanted to go for like a super glam smoky look, I would take this black and just connect it all the way into the inner corner, but I'm gonna keep it a little softer today, so I'm not gonna do that, but you totally can. It's just a tiny little accent right there, and this doesn't necessarily last all day because your inner corner of your eyes water, so it might rub off throughout the day, but I think it looks really nice and just kind of completes the whole look. So to wrap up this eye look, I'm gonna go pop on some mascara and a half lash, and I will be right back. Here are what the eyes look like with just mascara on. And then here's what the eyes look like with a little half lash on. I'm wearing the bright lashes in the half lash Flair. Here's a final close-up of the eyes all done. I will relax my face so you can see the entire wing, even when my eyes are open and closed. And here it is with my eyebrow kind of lifted, how I talk and like to look in the mirror sometimes. All right, and here's what the full face looks like from far away, so you can see everything all done. This is a pretty intense eyeliner look, but again, I did black today. I usually do brown, but I wanted to do black so you could really see like every single detail. But I just really love how this makes my eyes look. It just makes them look more elongated, kind of sexy looking. And this is just what I've been doing if I don't want to do a full eyeshadow look, but I still want to look like really done and put together. So if you try out this eyeliner technique, I would love to know how it works for you. Keep me updated. I will link everything I used down below, the palette, the liner, the brushes, everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.